Now we go further with it to see how far Sri Ganesha acts. As I said, in the subtlest of subtlest he exists, but you have to awaken him. For example, you have seen the water which is vibrated. Means what? Vibrated means the Ganesha Tattva is being enlightened in that water. So when that water goes into your stomach or into your eyes or wherever you want to put it, it acts. Acts in a way that it excites Isha Ganesha Tattva into anything that you put it. Now you have seen we have got miracles of agriculture to begin with. Miracles of agriculture is such that people are amazed. But it's very simple. Once you start exciting the Ganesh principle into the seed, it becomes 10 times, sometimes 100 times. Even the Mother Earth, which we think to be something dead, can be vibrated. Supposing you Sahaja-yogis walk bare feet on the ground, the Mother Earth gets vibrated. Such Mother Earth will act on the trees, on the grass, on the flowers, on the everything. As it is, the Sahaja-yogis have been telling me that in their ashrams, all the flowers that grow are out of size and very fragrant. Like daisies never had fragrance in London or in England, never. Now the daisy size was so small, it has become so big, and you see them everywhere, so fragrant. And it is a miracle the first time when I told somebody that the daisies have fragrance, they couldn't believe it. And when they saw the fragrance, they were surprised. In the same way, Ganesha Tattva understands things, organizes, works out. If it is awakened, if it is not, it is sleeping, then it does not. So it acts, it works out. Like a little seed when it sprouts, at the tip of the seed, there is a little cell which has got the Ganesh Tattva which is being awakened. So it knows how to go down, how to go around the stone, and how to embed itself, and how to reach the source of water. But it has only the sense how far to go to exist, how far to go to nourish yourself on a very material plane, how to allow the tree to grow. But this Ganesh Tattva starts becoming very, very subtle and subtlest at the point of Agya Chakra. At the time of Agya Chakra, it understands that it has now the spiritual dimension. The same Ganesha Tattva which acted in a small little tip of a root now acts for the spiritual thing. That's why people close their eyes when they meditate, because they don't want to see anything else, but they want Sri Ganesha just to act for the meditative process of their Kundalini. This process of meditation, when we close our eyes, acts. But if you see, if somebody is sleeping and he is dreaming, you will see there will be, the eyes will be all the time moving, there will be moving eyes. This Ganesh Tattva is now acted by your attention. If you have an attention which is all the time going from this place to that place, to that place, to that place, then it is affected. Especially in the case when we start looking at men, looking at women all the time, then also our Ganesha Tattva gets very much destroyed. Such people are difficult for rising in their ascent, because Agya itself goes out. Then this Ganesha Tattva can also be reduced if you are very materialistic, all that worried about your things, like you have something in the house you're worried about and looking at everything all the time, trying to correct it, and all the time worried about the matter. Then also this Ganesha Tattva can be lost, because you are all the time worried about these things. Like we are going to the shop and we are seeing everything, what is there, what should I buy, what should I buy. Like that also, if you do too much, it will be. But supposing you are buying something out of beauty, for beauty. You want to buy something for beautifying your house. That means you are trying to do something to please others. You are doing it to make others very happy. Then it acts the other way around. Then it increases your asset. But if it is done only to create a kind of a joy for others, sharing of the beauty of whatever you have bought or you have taken. But supposing you are buying anything for making others feel jealous, that also I have recently learned that there is a capacity like that for people to buy something to make others jealous, not to make somebody feel happy. If there are people who buy things just to make others feel jealous, then also their Ganesha Tattva can be destroyed. What you should buy anything, you should make a beautiful house. When somebody comes to your house, you should say, oh, what a nice thing we have seen. Not attachment to the thing, but attachment to the thing, how people feel, how they feel nice and relaxed, and they feel their Sri Ganesha within them, which is beauty. When this feeling comes in, then we should say there's Ganesha Tattva. And it's a very motherly feeling. It is like a mother always wants to give sweet things to her children, beautiful things to her children. In the same way, in that you have that Vatsalya, as it's called, is the feeling of the mother for the child. That subtle feeling you have, that people have come to my house, now see how they are happy, they are enjoying this, and they are appreciating it. In that way, you also satisfy a very great Ganesh principle, is that you have taken note of the artists. Though the artists are creating, they are all beautiful things out of matter through the Swadhisthana, but without Swadhisthana being governed by Sri Ganesha, it cannot be beautiful. These days, as you see, the artists are taking to all sort of grotesque things and very immoral things. And these things are of no eternal value. Today people will buy them and tomorrow they'll throw away. Only the things which have got the subtle Ganesh principle in it acting, which makes you soothe down, which makes you feel peaceful, which makes you feel happy, is the one that is appreciated. That is appreciated. So Sri Ganesha establishes within you the higher self. Sri Ganesha establishes within you the higher self. So the baser self, which enjoys all baser things of lives, are being curtailed down, being cut down, sometimes completely destroyed by Sri Ganesha. It's the most pleasing principle for human beings. To see the children, to play with them, to enjoy their company. Why? Because it has that sweetness of a child. It's really, I should say, tickles joy within you when you see a child. Immediately the face becomes different. I have told you that I have seen even a crocodile cracking her eggs. They showed it in a film. And you should have seen the eyes of the crocodile at that time. How carefully she was cracking. So beautiful her eyes were, full of such love pouring out of her eyes. I can't believe these are the eyes of the same crocodile. And so slowly she's cracking with her mouth all the eggs and the little crocodiles coming out. And then she brings them on the shore and washes them in the mouth all the time. So carefully, like a bathroom, she uses her mouth, you see. You should see how animals also act to their children. But when you become sort of modern, so-called, your actions are very funny. There are people who are killing children, there are people who are abusing children. I mean, it is worse than Rakshasas. Even Rakshasas have not done, Pishachas have not done. The Ganas are surprised what sort of these new creatures have come up from where? That they have no love for their children, that they can kill their children, murder them, break their hands. These are their own children. If they do this to their own children, what will they do to other children? So love for your child has to be absolutely important, but you should not, as Sahaja Yogis, have only attachment for your child. First thing. And the second thing is, you must know how to give a complete margin to your love. The margin is benevolence. Is it benevolent for my child? Am I spoiling my child? Am I too much encouraging my child? Am I playing into the hands of my child? Or I am managing the child all right? Because in childhood, the father and mother have to manage the children. They have to tell children, and children have to be obedient, and they have to listen to parents. But these days, children are not obedient. They are not, because they find that the parents among themselves are not obedient to each other. Also, they find the society such that where children go on pestering the parents, so they also become like that. But doesn't matter. You are Sahaja Yogi, so you should bring up your children who should be obedient, who should be wise, who should be sensible, with the same love that the crocodile has for hers, with the same love that the crocodile has for her little crocodiles. Now, when we come to the subtler side of Ganesha Tattva, that is, it expresses in our eyes. When I see some things, I see it as a joy-giving thing, just joy-giving. And if I want to buy something, then I think, all right, I can buy it for a certain person, he will like it, because I'll know what they like. So I'll buy that thing for that person. Or else, if I'm buying something for my family, I think the same. Like I've built a house now, where I'm going to put all the things, the presents you have given with, like a museum, and I'm going to ask all the villagers to come and see it, because they have never seen such things. They can't travel to Switzerland, leave alone England. So we have to, I'm thinking of making that house in such a manner that these villagers who have never seen beautiful things should come and see. In India, it's not a case very much with the simple people to have jealousies. Only the new materialistic people have developed this habit of jealousy. But otherwise, they will always say, what a nice thing, how beautiful it is, how they are. Like you were singing songs about Sahaja Yoga in Pune. Actually, you have really picked up very well, I must say. But there were masters of this music sitting